All right, for our next story this morning, a new study from Princeton Department of Psychology indicates that math addiction is rampant in today's youth. Tell us more.
Tell me, Talia, when was the last time you went to a church?
Experts say kids
just
are getting
a couple weeks ago,
subtraction,
actually.
multiplication, and
Oh,
some
good.
are even different.
What church do you go
They use
to?
the word
It's this
for
pretty
short.
small church
Make
near
sure to keep an eye
campus.
on their phone.
Though
Look
they
out for
stream their
church
services
stuff,
online,
as
so
well
I
as any
normally
talk that
watch
involves
those.
alligators,
Presbyterian, I hope?
or
They're
use
the
of
most
letters,
rational, you
which is
know.
often used as a code for multiplication.
They don't really have like a particular denominator. Well, I suppose all that really matters is that they teach from the Bible. Yeah. Talia, they do teach from the Bible, right? Yeah, they don't really like follow a specific like book or religion or anything. What? Who is the pastor? She's this category theorist. Oh, I see how it is. Talia, I want to show you something. I have it on the TV. I was actually just about to head out, so it'll only be a minute. I really don't have time. Talia, do it or you're grounded. Just because I'm living here until I find a job doesn't mean you can ground me. Sit down. Okay, whatever. Yeah. Oh, which channel was it? Just 1 second, Talia. All right, now that we've foiled it out, we're gonna go ahead and preheat the oven. Since we're making 2 pies today, we're gonna set the oven to 360 degrees. As you can see, the attaching map is the powerhouse of the cell.
Old MacDonald had a farm, DK equals 0. Fundamental was that form, GIV and row. With the left sheds here and a hard star there. Here a star, there a star, everywhere a star, which is the same as the identity. Up to a sign, old Mac.
Do you ever feel tense or sore from hunching over your...
Oh, you know what? I have it on my DVR.
Professional edition?
My TV bundle lets me record local programs.
In the beginning, the universe was null and void. Then God said, "Let there be sets." And so it was. God created the axiom of extensionality, and there was a single empty set. That set looked around and saw that he was alone, so he asked God for a companion. Thus God declared the axioms of parent and union, and from the empty set created a singleton, and saw that it was good. If you look at the original language, the word here for good roughly translates to household.
I've already heard this story.
and
Shh.
compact. God said to them, "You may construct with these tools whatever sets you desire, but sets which fail the foundation axiom you shall not touch, for in the day that you touch them you shall surely die." Here is the formal statement of the foundation axiom. It follows immediately that there are no infinite descendant chains of sets.
Wait, I don't really see how that follows. Well, let's see. If there were an infinite descendant chain, I reckon it would eventually contain itself. I'm not so sure, because think about the set that contains all the natural numbers, and then the set that contains all the natural numbers except 0, and then all the natural numbers except 0 and 1, and so on. Well, 0 isn't a natural number.
Fine,
so
then start with 1.
I think it's meant to be a chain under containment as elements, not as subsets.
Oh, I see. Whatever, can we just finish this? Indeed. Suppose we had such a sequence.
God
damn it, gosh darn.
that was really slow.
To S.
Let's forward to the good part.
Xi in this. Commandment number 4. Thou shalt not assume classes of objects given by definition alone form sets.
Category theorists break that one all the
When thou
time.
square the sum of 2 or more, thou must consider the product of every pair in the sum, and not simply summeth the squares. Would everybody please turn to root in 1024? Suppose f is holomorphic on a disk D. Then the absolute value of f on D is bounded by the maximum value of f on the boundary of D. This verse tells us that the only way to be wholly morphic everywhere is to be constant, just as Jesus is constant in his love for you.
What? That's not what that means. He's taking it completely out of context. Well, if you're so enlightened, why don't you show me what your pastor's been teaching? What? No, that's really not a good idea. Do it or you're grounded.
Do you remember the days when this meant X was either positive 1 or negative 1? Well, nowadays, schools are telling your children that there is no answer, that X can be whatever you want it to be. They're even saying the equation x cubed equals 1 has more than one solution. But science says otherwise.
God, I
This is
hate
the
these
graph
ads so much.
Do you notice anything interesting about this graph? That's right. It's strictly increasing. There can only be one solution to x cubed equals 1. So the next time your kid's teacher tells them about imaginary numbers, you just say that they're exactly that, imaginary. Thank you for joining me on this day. My life is always enriched over seeing you all as you harmonize with each other. Let us begin by meditating on the reality that there is pure source energy canonically embedded inside each one of you. It is something every soul in this universe has in common. People often ask me what awaits them on the day they morph to the terminal object, and I always say this: the terminal object is the initial object, is the source energy. What comes from the source returns to the source. Everybody in this room uniquely satisfies a universal property. It is up to you to go on your own journey of discovery to find out what that is and to naturally transform.
Look, isn't this really necessary? It's just like usual spiritual talk stuff. Don't.
If you view yourself as a mere collection of points floating around in space, then you're sure to feel worthless. It is only when you recognize that the collection of points that is you carries a rich topological structure that you may find connectedness. If you think about it, all religion is just a way to understand this structure, to understand oneself. Though we may each use different generalized theories to accomplish this, they are all naturally isomorphic and lead us to the same truths. You do not even have to adhere to a singular theory, as so many of us are initially taught, but rather each theory provides its own unique perspective, and everyone has its benefits. I, for one, typically prefer to embrace my ignorance and view spirituality through a simplisha lens. However, every now and then I choose to switch it up and worship Devram. I'll even use duality to reverse the arrows and tap into the dark side and use the dark power to seek vengeance on all my enemies and...
Okay, I think that gets the point across. Gotta go now. That was absolutely ridiculous! You just wait until the day Euler returns and puts an end to this abstract nonsense. That category theorist will burn in hell, where the worm does not converge, and so will everyone else in that congregation unless they repent and show deference with respect to God. And... Where are you going anyway?
to visit my homeopath.